Okay, our next speaker, and actually is the MC for this event, is our own Joe Dugan, chairman of the Myrtle Beach Tea Party.
Well, hello out there. It's great to see you all. I want to ask you a couple of questions. My first question is, does anybody recognize this document? I can't hear you. Well, this is the document that our country was founded on and caused us to be so successful over these 230 some odd years. Folks, we are in a crisis today. It's no less of a crisis than Thomas Paine mentioned in 1776. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands by it now deserves forever the love of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. You see on this chart a picture of our founders. I happen to disagree with Tom Brokaw. Although the World War II generation was a great generation, the greatest generation was our founding fathers. And they drew up these documents and set a model for a government that has been the most successful in the history of the world. Now why, I ask you, why do we now want to deviate from those principles and those values that led to our success and burn our Constitution with a slide into socialism? This country works because people are allowed to use their own ideas and initiatives and their financial capital to build businesses that can hire people. If we let this happen, we will not recognize this country in just another 4 years. We have got to take a stand now, folks, and I appreciate each and every one of you coming out here today to voice your support for the patriots that are trying to save this great country. You probably can't see this, but I will make this poster available after. What we have here is our editor-in-chief crossing off each amendment to the Constitution as he goes around it with his executive orders and his staff of czars. This is not the way to success in America. You need only to look at Europe and see what socialism has brought them. This is what we need to get back to, folks. There is a tear in Uncle Sam's eye because the Treasury has been raped and pillaged. The Federal Reserve right now is buying up 61% of the Treasury bonds that it issues. That's like you taking money, printing money, putting it in one pocket, and then putting it in the other pocket, and ultimately it's the taxpayer that has to pay for all that you've borrowed. We can't get foreign countries to buy our debt anymore. And when this house of cards blows down, we are going to see inflation that might be reminiscent of what we saw in 1979 and 1980, when interest rates were 18, 19, 20%. Imagine what that would do to the recovery in our housing market. Folks, I look at each one of you today, and I say to you that I appreciate all that you have done. But what we need to do is we need to build this army of patriots. There is a crucial battle before us, and there are many, many patriotic Americans out there who, if we could get their ears, our message would sell itself. But they just won't pay attention. They live and work in their own private lives, on their farms and in businesses, and they can't be bothered with politics. That has to change, or we're going to lose it all. So I ask each and every one of you to go out and find a dozen people that will work with you, and ask each of them to find a dozen people. And we have got to spread this message that we are on the precipice of the Grand Canyon. And if the wind blows at our back, we're going to find ourselves in the Colorado River and drown. Thank you very much.